We're going to be starting framing a house here. Same house that we demoed about a month ago or so. This is it! And you're going to notice that we got our first lumber package. Now, you'll also notice that it's split up into different bands. This here. So what's interesting here, and I'm going to just go by these 2x6s over here. All of our 2x6 studs actually go on the perimeter of the house, more of a load-bearing type structure. They're wider than the 2x4s. You'll notice that they're, more of an SPF white look to them. You'll notice that some of these are green. You're going to notice that we have some 2x4s, some 2x6s, and 2x8s. Anything that comes in contact with, or potential contact with moisture, like all the plates and that sort of thing, will all be green treated. So you might ask, well, what's a plate? A plate is actually going to be the first stud, so to speak, that actually will sit on the concrete. It'll actually get bolted down, and the entire area all the way around the house will be all green treated studs. From there, we'll actually frame up vertically with our 2x6 material. So those will all be the actual walls and that sort of thing. Now you'll also notice in this big pile of lumber that we have a massive amount of 2x4s. And all of the 2x4s are going to be used for interior walls. So anything that's framed up on the interior that aren't load bearing will actually be 2x4 walls. Now you might ask, what are these things? We got these from Truss Joist. These are big LVLs. They're structural components that hold up, I'll say, the massive bearing points of the house. There's a lot of weight that'll bear down on these LVLs. Now you'll also notice in here, we got our plywood sheeting. So this is all 1/2-inch plywood that'll actually go all the way around the structure. So all of the 2x6 exterior walls will actually have plywood sheeting all the way around it. All of these different packages of lumber have a specific use within the house. So this isn't necessarily the typical house that you would find where you excavate down, you have a basement, and you'll see a finished basement, that sort of thing. This is more of a slab on grade. The water table is so high that we can't actually get a basement. So all we have is footings going all the way around. And then basically we're putting in all our underground plumbing, electrical, that sort of thing, in-floor heat, and we're building from there. You can see that we have our porch slab, front porch slab already poured. This is a rough pour. You can see it's not smooth at all. We actually have stone going on top of this, so it doesn't have to be a finished floor. This is the main floor plan for the slab on grade house. And you'll notice that we have in the garage, we have floor drains marked out. We have floor receptacles marked out. There's a lot of different parts that are marked out that actually have to go below the slab. So it's important when we come here, when our plumbers, HVAC guys come here, you'll notice all these plumbing pipes coming up out of the floor. You'll notice these tubes coming out of the floor. You'll notice the well pipes coming out of the floor. You're gonna see the big ball valve for the sewer line coming out of the floor. I'll tell you, it takes really good people to make certain that they get all of this in the right spot. Basically, you're taking everything that's on this plan right here and saying, okay, for a sink, we're gonna have some water lines come up. We're gonna have a waste come up. We're gonna have electrical come up in the center island. You'll notice over here that we have floor receptacles. We have to know what kind of furniture is going into the houses with our clients in order to get receptacles in the floor, in the concrete floor. We have in-floor heat throughout this entire slab. We have in-floor heat out in the garage, and we have to predetermine where we're going to hide these valves in the house. This doesn't look like much here, but there's actually a walkway that'll go between the screen porch and this back area, and there's a cabinet sitting here. So in the base of this cabinet, we have to know that in this spot right here, that cabinet's gonna sit to hide these pipes for the in-floor heat. You'll notice the one that's sitting right here. There's a lot of valves coming up, again, for in-floor heat. This right here doesn't look like much, but the staircase actually goes up to a platform. This will be hidden underneath the platform as it goes up to the second floor. This is the utility room. And again, we have to know exactly where everything's going. The door to the utility room comes in from the garage because this is a slab on grade. We walk through, we're gonna end up with our main in-floor heat. You'll see that there are pressure gauges on here. Before we pour the floors, we need to make certain that all this stuff holds pressure. We don't want to find out after the fact that we have an air leak in it. So all of these are pressure tested beforehand. You'll walk in, furnace is going to sit in this location here. These pipes will get cut off. Water heater is going to be sitting in this location here. And then this just happens to be our radon reduction pipe that'll go up all the way through the attic. And this happens to be our well, our sewer, and then our well tank will actually sit right above this right here on a platform above the well lines.